What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Haloskitchen, the best kitchen out there, period. It's Chef A here. I'm so excited to be back. I definitely have been gone for like a little minute. Like I skipped out on last week because I really needed time to, recover and, recharge my battery and stuff like that before I could just continue to pour out, into my content and putting out the different recipes and inspiration stuff for y'all. I needed to make sure I was okay, make sure Chef A was okay. So, yeah. But now that I'm back, you guys can see that I am making a raw alkaline peach cobbler. And if you guys are new to my channel, this is just a segment where I like to, make a dessert because it's out of my comfort zone. And I like a challenge. As a Leo with the Capricorn moon, Scorpio rising, I like a little bit of a challenge and, running towards my fears and stuff like that, So yeah, I'm doing that while I also talk about out the comfort zone topics. And I'm not going to be like not listening, but like saying out loud in the voiceover the instructions that I'm doing for this recipe. They're just going to be listed up on the screen. And I'm just going to be talking about the topic that you see in the title. And that is, I no longer believe I know. And you might be thinking, okay, doesn't believing just mean that you do know something? Like, if I believe in my dream coming into existence, doesn't that mean that I know that it will? But me personally, I believe that it's a difference. It's so funny that I said I believe. But yeah, personally, belief just leaves room for doubt, in my opinion. Like, the actual definition of believe, it means to accept as true and feel sure of something. And belief is based upon, very sure and confident opinions, keyword opinions that we have towards things. And, you can only believe what you don't know. Like, again, when it comes to, your dreams coming true, to say that you believe it, you don't truly know that it's going to come true. You might feel that you do, and that also might be why things still come into existence when it comes to, the stories that we hear about people that say they decided to believe in themselves. And that's because deep down they still had that knowing that this was going to happen for them. But when it comes to something like a belief, that still leaves room for doubt, like I was saying, because, you can believe that, like, let's say, for example, when it comes to, a romantic connection or a friendship or whatever, you might have this belief that, they will treat you accordingly, that they will treat you in the way that you deserve, but you don't truly know that. Like, yeah, like there's just no guarantee when it comes to a thing like that. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. I had to clear my throat, but in my personal opinion, I feel that life is meant to be lived in the unknown, in the path of least resistance, but to also know that God is God and to know that God is real. Me personally, I know that God is real. I know that no matter what life looks like, everything is working out for me. It doesn't matter if, the times it's just struggling, it looks like everything is against me. I still know that within this time period in my life, everything is working out accordingly. I know everything is happening for a reason. I'm going through all these trials and tribulations, all these tests and stuff like that for my growth. I know that these times of struggles are, only meant, well, I ain't gonna say only, but they're mainly meant for me to build up the strength that's, intended for me to have when it comes to me elevating to this higher version of myself and becoming the version of me that God has called me to be, that also I see myself to be because God has, showed me this version of me. Yeah, but I'm gonna get into that like a little later, as far as like, God showing you certain things when it comes to you having certain visions and stuff or whatever, and things that you just see for yourself, certain passions that you feel. And another thing that I know is that I know that the energy that I put out will come back to me. I know that karma is real, and I feel like everybody has had life experiences where it's just been like too many times back to back where we've seen, the energy that people put out coming back to them, whether that's them or they see it in another person's life. They see that occurring, that whatever energy you put out is just going to come back in some way, shape, or form. It might not be in the same way that they put it out, but it's going to show up in a way. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching, has heard of karma. That's a pretty well-known thing that people have talked about. So yeah, it's like certain things but there are also certain things that we just don't know. Like, for one, none of us know when we'll die. Another thing is that we don't know how things will come into existence. Like, again, when it comes to having certain, passions and visions for certain things in your life, you may have that, and you may have this knowing that this life is destined for you. You know that you're meant to be an actor/actress. You know that you're meant to be in the music industry, to be, an inspiring artist, a big artist, for people to look up to and stuff like that. But you don't know the how. And, a big issue that a lot of, us humans have, me included, is letting go of the how and trying to make logic of the things that are occurring in life when it's just not going to make sense. Like, looking from our eyes when we can't see the vision for everything, and we don't even know certain people that we may meet that might be bringing us closer to that vision. That was going to be another thing I was going to say, that we don't know who we'll meet next. We don't know what our next hour, our next day or week will even consist of. So it's just things like that. And that's why it's just so much easier to live in the path of least resistance and, becoming more comfortable being in the unknown, but also still knowing that there are things that you still know. And I know that sounds kind of trippy, it's especially if it's your first time hearing that type of perspective, but it resonates with me. You might think differently. That's completely fine, and I wouldn't mind hearing your guys' perspective down in the comments below, letting me know what's your way of thinking. How do you view the believing versus the knowing type of thing? So yeah. And you've probably heard the saying that God knows best and stuff like that, because God has heard all the different conversations that you have not heard because you were not in the room. But God is everywhere. God is within everything. Everything is energy and stuff like that. God just knows all. God knows way more than we know, because we truly don't know many things. And I don't know, for me personally, it works for me to just put that trust into God and release the control, because every time I go back into the mode of trying to, control, I don't even want to say control the outcome, but in a way kind of, but control the present moments. And I'm doing that in order to, still hold on to this certain vision that I see for myself in the future. There will be certain things that, I'll avoid, or, certain experiences that I might feel I don't need to experience this in order to, obtain my goals and, do this, that, and the third with my life. I don't need to go through this anymore, or at all, when in fact you actually do. It's been certain connections in my life that I've experienced, and where I feel nah, I just need to be focused up on myself in this season, be in my isolation or whatever, and just continue to grow that way. When we don't know, certain people, they awaken things within us, and they show us that certain things about ourselves that we may need to work on, that we were not able to see on our own, being, in our times alone and stuff like that, because we're like isolated away from everybody. Not like literally everybody, like literally nobody around, but like, certain people that might see that even the people in your life might not have pointed out to you. And you yourself haven't even seen it yourself. Like, you're literally unconscious about certain things. And when it comes to things like that, like, I've experienced that, to where it wasn't until I experienced certain connections that I became more self-aware about myself and noticed little things that I needed to work on. And not even just things to work on, but also I feel like certain people get sent into your life for you to truly learn your self-worth and learn the value that you bring to people's lives. To know, I don't mean to like sound like cocky, arrogant, or anything like that, but to know the privilege of what it's like to like have a person like you in your life. If like that's the type of energy that you're bringing and stuff like that, I feel like certain people are meant to awaken that within you and help you to become aware of that, so you can like stop sleeping on yourself. But again, it's not always good. This also comes with the bad as well, and knowing that you know there's some flaws here and whatnot. And some people just awaken it within you, and a lot of the times that's some of those things are meant for you to figure out before getting to that vision that you see for yourself, for you to become the highest version of yourself. It comes in many different ways. Like, you also probably heard the saying that God works in mysterious ways. Like, oh man, I would have never guessed that it would have taken this experience for me to start talking to this person, or for me to start working this job, or whatever your situation may be, that it would have taken this for me to see that I needed to do this next in my life, that these were my next steps. I needed this for me to become more aware and step out of me being in my unconscious state and whatnot, for me to truly elevate. And there may be like certain steps that us as humans, we just want to skip over, because we're like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with the work that comes with it. I just want to just continue to go on. But we must go through the hard times. What's a life of strength without struggles? I believe I said that in one of my poems. I just quoted Poetic A. That's what I call myself on my other account. If you guys don't know, I also have an account called Glass of Serenity _ where I post like my motivational videos or whatever, kind of similar to this, but not really. It's like shorter clips or whatever. This is more so giving like a wider perspective view and whatnot, because the videos are longer, obviously. But definitely go check that out, because I used to have a podcast too for that page, but I kind of like stopped that because I needed to like focus on one thing at a time. I'm kind of over explaining, but it's okay. But definitely go check that out. But yes, y'all, when it comes to like manifestations and things that I want to happen, I have to let go of the how. And I pretty much like I already said that and like explained that reasoning. So hopefully that makes sense. And like I said, God put certain passions and visions in my head personally, and I'm sure in other people's heads as well, of what to go after and what I'll enjoy going after and being in the moment of experiencing. But because sometimes I and a lot of other humans feel that they need to take control of the wheel and feel like they know everything. You gotta learn things the hard way or whatever. But I just want to declare now, like, that's the point of this video, that I no longer believe I know, and I already like stated my I knows. I know that God's real. I know that no matter what life looks like, everything's working out for me. I know that the energy I put out will come back to me. I know karma is real. So that's just my perspective on that. Hopefully that wasn't like too contradicting or anything like that. Hopefully it made sense. But yes, y'all, thank you so much for supporting. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let me know any other topics you want me to discuss, any other videos, foods, or whatever that you want me to make, any type of recipes or whatever that you want me to try. Definitely let me know. And just support, and good luck the rest of this July. Have a beautiful Sunday. Bye.